Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here, and in today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you exactly why I think Bitcoin is about to rally all the way back up to all-time high. Yes, indeed, I believe that Bitcoin is about to smash through $108,000, and from there, Bitcoin is going to go on a massive run all the way up to $112,000. Today, I'm going to break down for you exactly why I think that, so without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Right now, Bitcoin is currently trading at $107,250, and I personally believe that we are about to break above a very important downtrending level of resistance that we find right here. This downtrending level of resistance characterizes the corrective movement that Bitcoin has been watching over the last month and a half. Ever since the conference happened and we saw JD Vance speak, and instead of getting an announcement that the United States was selling gold to buy Bitcoin, we really got a big cheerleading fest. It was a great speech, but we didn't get any really exciting announcement. So something very serious started to happen to the Bitcoin price. Number one, the people that bought down here and longed this market ended up taking profits, which is a lot of where this corrective movement has come from. Number two, people that have been buying and holding Bitcoin for years and decades started taking profits as well. And so we saw Bitcoin start to consolidate and lock in gains here above $100,000. From this point in time, we saw Bitcoin trade sideways, and there wasn't really a great reason why Bitcoin was trading sideways. All we knew was that it was trading sideways. It was consolidating. We're building VRVP support here at this range, which is a phenomenal fact. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin was not in the middle of a moonshot up to 125,000. I personally believe that's about to change. That's right. I think that Bitcoin's about to rally above 112 all the way up to $125,000, and I'm going to show you exactly why. Jumping back on over to the charts here, I want to show you the United States S&P 500. That's right, the SPY. You see, the S&P 500 is a chart that Bitcoin tracks very closely. Bitcoin follows the SPY very closely, as I will show you in just a minute. And the United States S&P 500, now that the conflict between Israel and Iran seems to be finding some kind of common solid ground of ceasefire, the S&P 500 right now is starting to rally. The market has largely forgotten about the fear of tariffs. The market is now confident that the conflict between Israel and Iran is going to be concluded, at least for the foreseeable future. And so the United States S&P 500, the United States DJI, the United States stock market and economy in general are now moving in the direction of a new all-time high, which is something that is very bullish for Bitcoin. Whereas before, Bitcoin was having a very difficult time breaking above its previous all-time high, although it did by about 3%. Instead of 109, we went to 112. So technically, we did set a new all-time high, even though the United States S&P 500 did not. Even though that happened, Bitcoin wasn't able to go on a major run because the stock market was stalling once again on fear of tariffs. But that fear is about to be gone because S&P 500 is about to break all-time high, which is going to lead Bitcoin into a break above all-time high. But wait a second. If Bitcoin looks like it's about to break through all-time high and it's not even back at all-time high, then that leaves us with the question of, how are we going to get to all-time high? And that's what I want to break down for you today. I think that Bitcoin is about to break through this downtrending level of resistance right here, this critical downtrending level of resistance that we've been under for the last month that has characterized the bull flag that Bitcoin finds itself in, I believe is about to break. You're going to see, therefore, this entire massive bull flag start to play out. You're going to see that pointing at $150,000. You're also going to see the massive inverse head and shoulders pattern play out right here, which will give us a very similar price target, which would look a little bit something like this. That would give us a price target up towards $170,000. And so once again, it looks that we're about to break that downtrending level of resistance and go through a major uptrend. We've talked about the we've talked about the fundamental reasons why Israel and Iran are finding a ceasefire. Donald Trump is basically demanding the two to stop fighting, else he's going to potentially use military intervention, certainly on Iran, maybe on Israel, who knows. We also have the other fundamental factor that the United States S&P 500 is about to break all-time high. But I also want to show you a couple of the technical reasons why I think we're about to go through a major rally as well. If you look at Lux Algo on the daily chart, you're going to see that the daily chart is about to, as far as I can tell, unless something's changed, we have not, but we're about to print a green buy signal. We've been trading sideways here, so the flashes have been kind of a little all over the place just because that's what happens when a market ranges. Trending indicators end up flashing bullish and bearish at times that they otherwise wouldn't. But when we break this downtrending level of resistance, you can see that the trend catcher being right here, Bitcoin's going to get far enough away from the trend catcher that the trend catcher is going to turn green and you're going to see a buy signal at the exact same time. I think that if Bitcoin on the hourly chart is able to break bullish out of this basically bull flag that is sitting in between $106,700 and $108,000, then on the daily chart, you are going to see most likely a buy signal flash from Lux Algo. That buy signal flash and that resurgence of bullish optimism will send Bitcoin back up to 112 and this uptrending level of resistance. Then we will be testing $112,000. And from that point in time, we have every reason to believe that we're going to break through it. Bitcoin, instead of starting a rally down here around $73,000 from right here and having to run all the way to 112, Bitcoin would be starting from 100. Instead of having to rally, let's put it like this, instead of Bitcoin having to rally $37,000, 50% to hit 112, now Bitcoin is starting that rally from $100,000. Instead of having to rally $35,000, $37,000 before we hit 112, now it can rally only $13,000. It's a little bit like if you're kind of getting a running head start at a door and you're going to try and break it down. Like the longer you run, the more tired you get, right? You're going to have the most power just a little bit after you take off. You're at full speed, but you're not exhausted yet. And that's where Bitcoin is right now. It's approaching full speed. We see that because of how powerful that green candlestick was just a few days ago right here. This green candlestick, extremely powerful, showing us that the bulls are in charge. We also get that sense of power out of the bulls from the fact that Bitcoin dropped below $100,000. And instead of Bitcoin dropping below $100,000, turning into a flash crash and Bitcoin just dumping all the way down to 92. Instead of that, Bitcoin got bought like crazy. A lot of people, including myself, said to themselves, forget this, man. Sub $100,000 Bitcoin, I'll take all I can get. We bought Bitcoin down there. I know a lot of you guys did. And so Bitcoin bounced so powerfully off of $100,000. So let's recap real quick and then we'll wrap this out. I think Bitcoin's about to go back to all-time high. Number one, Israel and Iran, that conflict has, at the time being anyway, ended. There is a ceasefire. When we were calling for 92, we were calling for 92 under the presupposition that Donald Trump was not going to be able to bring a ceasefire to the region and that United States troops were going to get involved, that there was going to be a major, large-scale retaliation from the Iranian regime, which never came to fruition. We talked a couple of days ago about how they sent 12 missiles to Al Udeid base in Doha, Qatar. 11 of them got shot down. It was a complete nothing burger. It was something that was probably telegraphed to the American people with the unsteady Iranian regime just trying to save face to the Iranian people. So the ceasefire is in effect, and it's, for the moment anyway, holding. Now, our bullish predictions do contend upon that ceasefire holding. So keep your ear to the ground, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned. We're going to keep you updated. If that ceasefire breaks, that's where we need to update our technical analysis because that means things have changed. The markets are very responsive to what's going on in the Middle East right now. Number two, the United States S&P 500 and stock market is moving in a bullish direction. Looks like S&P 500 is about to break all-time high. As we know, Bitcoin follows the United States S&P 500, and so if S&P 500 breaks all-time high, then that means we're going to most likely see a major rally. Just to back that up a little bit, you can come out here to the daily chart on TradingView. Hit this little plus button right here, type in SPY for the SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, and you can see over the last many years how closely the Bitcoin market mirrors the stock market. This correction that we've seen recently happened as a result of those tariff fears. This correction happened as a result of the COVID-19 fears and the inflation fears and the joblessness fears after the Paycheck Protection Program and stimulus checks ran out. S&P 500 is going through a major bear market. That coincided with the United States, with the Bitcoin bear market. Even here, during the 2018 bear market, this coincided with a period of stagnation in S&P 500. Bitcoin's been following the S&P 500 for a long time. So first point, Israel and Iran has reached a ceasefire. Second point, United States S&P 500 is about to break through all-time high. Bitcoin follows the S&P 500 very nicely, and so we would expect that to happen as well. Kind of a sub-point to that, Bitcoin is also inversely correlated to the strength of the dollar, and the dollar is losing value extremely quickly right now on the Dixie, which is another buy signal for Bitcoin. Third point to make here, Bitcoin is building a beautiful bull flag, is building a beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern, and is building some beautiful price targets up towards $125,000 to $170,000. Well, if we're going to go to between $125,000 to $170,000, then that stands to reason that Bitcoin would first have to traverse the space between where we are right now all the way up to 112. And that's why I have gone into a long trade here at this level, expecting for Bitcoin to go back up to all-time high at $112,000. Tell me in the comments section down below, do you think that we are about to see a major bullish breakout on Bitcoin all the way up to 112? Do you think that that inverse head and shoulders pattern that we've been building all year, pointing at $150,000, is about to send us to the moon? Or do you think some kind of massive bearish catalyst is going to crash the Bitcoin price? I would love to hear your opinions on all of that and more in the comment section down below. One last thing before we wrap out. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, I highly encourage you to do so. We have so much amazing content coming your way. I cannot wait to help you make money. The main reason why I want you to subscribe to the channel is because, very simply, I believe that the wisdom that we've acquired from almost a decade in this space, the understanding and knowledge that we've acquired about technical analysis, geopolitics, economics, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, traditional finance, personal finance. I believe that everything that we've learned in this last nearly decade run that we've had together is going to help you make money. The reason that you come to this channel is because I want to help you build financial sovereignty. If you want to build a bigger net worth, if you want to learn how to convert that bigger net worth into a life that you enjoy, then you found the right channel, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. You guys will have to tell me how the new studio looks. This is a one take. There were absolutely no cuts or editing done in this video. Absolutely no time for breaks, no time for breathing. And that's also all that we got time for today. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.